Hello, my name, as Alex just mentioned, is Elissavet Perperidou, and I am the Senior Marketing Executive for Landmark Geodata. They will be presenting some key insights from our latest market research. Very recently, in December 2023, we commissioned an independent market research to capture the current sentiment amongst residential and commercial developers. So, before I move further, you can see on the top of the tables there are some QR codes. You might be probably wondering what they are doing there. So it says if you scan that, you will be able, first of all, to also get the slides from here. And also, while we get along, there will be some questions that we did ask during our market research. So it will be more of an interactive way to move along this presentation to see what you think. You might not reflect exactly the same audience, but it would be a fun way to see what you think as well. So I'll give you a little bit of time. So the audience for this market research was 63 senior professionals in land development businesses. And some of the job titles were like directors, surveyors, partners, architects, data managers, and land development specialists. The main two key pillars of the research were technology adoption and sustainability initiatives. So the first question for you is, how will your work be impacted by emerging technologies in the future? So you should probably see that slide. Oh. Ooh. Okay. That's based on Chris, the first presentation we had. It's a very good thing that most people view it positively. And actually, this is what we also found during our market research. So optimism abounds. And as you can see, 62% of people answered that they believe it will affect them in a positive way. 33% thought that it will not have a significant impact. And only 5% thought that it will impact them negatively, emerging technologies such as AR or VR. Some of the anticipated benefits that they highlighted include the ability to predict future market value, the automation of processes, and the ability to assess environmental factors and survey sites without visiting them. So, on speaking with our interviewees, it's clear that their key priorities reside in improving information delivery, integration capabilities, and collaboration tools. The audience here could choose up to 2 questions. So as you can see that 67% would like features to pull up new data about potential sites. 62% see better integration capabilities as crucial, while 54% would like to see enhanced collaboration tools. Data issues were also a consistent theme during our interviews, with 3 separate concerns being identified by around a quarter of respondents. In descending order, you can see that these were issues around data quality with 27%, data integration issues with 24%, data security, which is not depicted here, which was 19%, and 8% of respondents also talked about the difficulties they experience in finding or buying data. Also here you can see part of the top 5 concerns were lack of funding and lack of skilled personnel, which these 2 I think we can find in every industry. They are no surprise. And then the third one is resistant to change. So it's probably time for a shift in mindset in the industry. So we move forward to our sustainability initiatives, that part. I want to highlight here that this is very close to us as a business because of the types of data and services that we offer, and also we have pledged to net zero by 2030, which means that for us it's also vital to support our clients in achieving their own sustainability objectives. So we wanted to dive a bit deeper in this topic. So second question for you. Are you integrating renewable energy sources into your projects? Very balanced. Okay. So sometimes it appears that sometimes some of you do, sometimes not. Let's see what we found in our market research. So from heat pumps to ground source pumps, nearly 9 out of 10 of developers prioritize energy efficient heating and cooling systems to achieve energy savings and reduce the carbon footprint of their buildings. A majority of land developers, 54% in total, are actively integrating renewable energy sources into projects. As you can see here, 40% sometimes, which kind of reflects what you said. And then we can see that a quarter often do so, and 6% say they never or rarely integrate renewable energy sources into their developments. So moving on to biodiversity, as you can see here, 70% of the developers we asked are planting native species in order to promote sustainable landscaping. 59% said that they are promoting biodiversity in many different ways. 49% try to create wildlife habitats, while others say they are sensitive to existing wildlife. And wetland planting was also one of the other answers we captured as part of the 6%. So this is what surprised me the most when we did our market research, because it shows that not many people knew little to nothing about the biodiversity net gain legislation. So yes, indeed, the market research took place before the legislation came into effect, but still it looks like there are many things that still need to happen to make developers more aware of their legal obligations. So, another question for you. Let's see, do you have any tools or processes in place for the BNG regulations that came into force on February 12th? Okay, very interesting. Most of you seem to either have tools or are currently working on it. Let's see what we found. So, out of the people that were aware about BNG, we found that 50% actually have tools in place, and then a significant number, 46%, think this will have a negative impact on them from a cost perspective, and an equal number, again 46%, felt that this will have no impact on them from a process perspective. So, how are budgets being allocated? Over half of our respondents, both commercial and residential developers, think that they say they are increasingly prioritizing green investment in response to environmental concerns, but they have to balance also other budgetary considerations. So just seeing the residential point of view here, as you can see, 58% of them said that they are doing a balanced allocation, 33% more to infrastructure, and 9% more to green initiatives. And you can see the contrast here with commercial developers having the majority to infrastructure, and then 42% to equal allocation, and 8% to green initiatives, more to green initiatives. So from our research, it's clear that government subsidies are increasingly seen as essential for realizing sustainable initiatives. As you can see, over half of our interviewees said they have a significant influence on the allocation of budget for green investments. 49% of the respondents feel tax incentives are having a similar effect, while 44% pointed to the impact of regulatory requirements. Other factors that our respondents mentioned were energy performance ratings, green banking facilities, and the availability of grants. Some of our interviewees also spoke about the effect that ESG credentials have on a property lettability and overall value. So, do these incentives impact the overall sustainability of developers' projects? So, as you can see, 7 out of 10 developers believe that financial incentives do have an impact on the overall sustainability of the projects, and 19% to a great extent, and 51% to some extent. So just to sum everything up, overall we see that optimism abounds when it comes to emerging technologies, but there are some data doubts. There is also progress when it comes to sustainable initiatives, but it's still more needs to be done for awareness around the BNG legislation. So thank you very much.